also I've learned a lot in this case, in this new system, this new age system. I don't like it, but there has been a lot of changes, very scary changes. Yeah, it's just not good. It's not safe for the public or even for those working for the government. The outcome with the hearing before Judge Campbell, in the end, Judge Campbell actually withdrew City Med at the advice of the council's memo, and I just, yeah, that's what he had put in his memo, to withdraw City Med. However, he did advise me to reserve the Ministry of Health, and I did advise him that City Med and Ministry of Health has, like, they're not telling the truth, but you know, they were actually lying. They were actually lying. My evidence shows that they've committed perjury, because I'm saying that's not true, and I've submitted that evidence to the court. This is my case, and you all got to keep in mind that this case, I don't know, you know, I'm oblivious, like if there is such a thing as a state prison or something. I don't know to explain what I'm going through, because I don't understand why I'm going through what I'm going through, other than I know that I'm being human trafficked by force. This whole court case thing has been absolutely unfair. It should have been finished way back, you know, if it wasn't sabotage or whatever was going on. I don't know what was going on. If, you know, all decency, it should have finished in 2017. But the opposition is cheating, so that's another thing you got to remember. You're not cursed. You've just got to know the difference of when you have lost your privacy. You know, when things are going against you, you need to check out your privacy. You know, you need to start discerning and cutting off friends that don't deserve your friendship. You need to choose your friends wisely. Literally, this whole experiment, where I am today financially and in the position I am, you know, where I'm fighting for everything at the moment, I haven't gotten here because of the choices I've made. Yes, I mean, I'm still alive because of the good choices I've made, but I'm talking about financially can't go forward. Things like that, that hasn't been my fault, because somebody else is in control. It's all part of being trafficking, being trafficked, and it's victimization. But they are, like, literally illegally monitoring your bank accounts. So if you go through things where, like, the police complaints not working and no complaints not working, that's a very bad system, but that's what I've gone through. It's not you. It's a sign that you are blacklisted. And if you know, can afford a lawyer or anything like that, I recommend don't ignore the small signs. They've taken advantage of people like myself. Like, I knew that I had been caught up in a trafficking ring. It's a very serious one. It's the kind of thing that if you let your guard down, or if you ignore some of the important things, and you're a person on your own like myself, they will attack you. The attacks don't stop. Somebody has a mindset to really destroy you, take you down, and they will do it if they're given the opportunity. But all this time I've been like cloned like this. This is how it's been. I've been twinned and cloned to somebody. So that somebody could be either somebody, your next door neighbor, or whoever's hacking you. This is how the game works. Then when you leave home and you go shopping, they're waiting out there and they've got somebody else waiting there to deviate or divert. And that's how I've lived since this project. So when I go out, I'm cloned, and then all the good things, like I'm an honest person. Like, you know, I'm not perfect. Yes, there have been the odd times that I haven't, you know, sort of like told everything as the truth, or, you know, or I won't tell information. Put me on the Bible, I'll tell the truth. This is what this game entails. You're twinned like this. So you could be twinned to somebody in your family. You could be twinned to anybody. But when you leave, that person, they've got somebody else waiting. Whether that person is actually waiting in the shop or that person's waiting on the train. And everything's done under camera, and they're acting out their intentions. So basically the experiment involves them diverting anything good. So basically they will destroy all your dreams. They will destroy you financially. They will steal you from you financially. They will use you for, like, you know, a game thing where everyone's betting who's going to win their court case or whatever. But it's either one or the other. But this game has involved so many people that, you know, a lot of people have gone on with their life. Some have died. Some are in hiding. But that is what the game involves. Literally, that is how it's been for me. And the evidence I can prove to the court, it is human trafficking by force. I've even found legal documentations being retyped. So you got to have government, you know, access to be able to use the government's letterhead and retype evidence. So, but the evidence clearly shows that they were their intention was to eventually eliminate me forever from the face of the earth. No evidence, exiled. Your family's carrying on with life, but they don't realise that, hello, you know, she's actually really fighting for her life. But that is what the game entails. That is why it's called human trafficking by force. But the evidence that I have before the court is sufficient to prove, because, like, you know, there's only one me. I wasn't born with a twin. I've lived a very private life. Because of circumstances. People have stolen off me. People have turned me into like a property. Like, there have been times I have felt that I was somebody's property, like somebody was buying me. So basically, my government, New Zealand government, has treated me like a stray. And, you know, they have actually incited the game on TV. Like, they've kicked me around like a soccer ball. And then heaps of people, they call themselves agencies, but it's actually a secret cultural commonwealth where one has broken the law and the other one hasn't, or the game entails them helping the people that have broken the law. But yeah, my concern too is that they've also like delete things. They do the abuse and then they take off. You know, not lose their job or be exposed or be charged with criminal charges. And that is where the you know, your families and friends, somebody in your families and friends have betrayed you, and it is a guarantee loss for the victims. They rely on the truth not going out. So basically they like to shut down the person from the community because they don't want the truth to come out. I've heard from PSA, I've heard from the Ministry of Justice as far as my claim is concerned. I've heard from the ones that are active at the moment is Ministry of Health, City Med, Ministry of Justice and PSA. Now the interesting thing is, I feel that's really important and relevant for me to mention, is that City Med, PSA and the Ministry of Health all blame the Ministry of Justice. So basically in court they're trying to like shift the blame to the employer. But all this time I've been like cloned like this. This is how it's been. I've been twinned and cloned to somebody. And if you watch that movie that I put on my Facebook page is a good example about perfect sisters. When I actually looked at that, just the cover of it, like you could tell there was two sisters. One looked a little bit wild and the other one was your like, you know, normal everyday, you know, a female. And I thought straight away that it was the one with all the makeup and that was radical, that did, you know, was a naughty one. But when, and after the film, it actually ended up being the other girl that was the murderer. So that's why it's really important that you whatever, you know, not to judge a book by its cover, you know, to like, especially when it just comes to really serious stuff of making choices of what is right, what is wrong. And, you know, I'm a believer of finding out things or the truth for myself. Like, you know, after a time you can actually discern who's telling the truth and who I would, you know, who I would actually align with or go with because they're telling the truth. But after a while, you know, people can start picking up somebody not telling the truth, and it's quite off-putting.